Hi everyone, I'm Christoffer Weissert from Danmarks Nationalbank. I'm presenting a non-homothetic price index and inflation heterogeneity, which is a joint project with Philipp Hochmuth from Stockholm University and Markus Pettersson from the Stockholm School of Economics. And the main question we address in this project is whether changes in the cost of living depend on income. In order to answer this question, we derive a microfounded non-homothetic cost of living index. And we use this index to study inflation inequality in the US. We find that from 1995 until today, average inflation rates have been very similar across households in the US. But poorer households' inflation rate volatility has been more than 2.5 times higher than that of richer households. The main contributions we make in this paper is first of all to derive a microfounded cost of living index that captures individual spending patterns, such as the fact that poorer households allocate a larger share of expenditures to necessities and richer households allocate a larger share to luxuries. In capturing these individual spending patterns, we're able to characterize the full distribution of inflation rate, but the index also preserves a measure of economy-wide inflation. We furthermore operationalize a feasible estimation strategy and show that one only needs to estimate 2 parameters regardless of the number of products households buy. In our empirical study of inflation inequality in the US, we find that from 1995, the average inflation rate of the poorest 10% of households has been 2.28%, compared to an average inflation rate for the richest 10% of households of 2.22%. But we also find that the inflation rate volatility is much higher for poorer households. In particular, we find that the standard deviation of inflation rates is 2.14 for the poorest compared to 0.85 for the richest. That means that in some periods, like was the case in 2022, inflation inequality is both sizable and large. In decomposing our index, we find that price changes of food at home, gasoline and utilities drive inflation for poorer households, whereas richer households are much less exposed to single category price changes. Lastly, we find that substitution dampens inflation inequality, but only to a limited extent. Thank you for your time and listening in.